Hello my friends, welcome back to another video. Great idea by Sam for this one. We're going to take you inside my brain while I'm trying some hard boulders. That's about it. We're at the Castle Climbing Centre and we're going to try a hard boulder from each of the different areas. Instead of having specific V grades on each climb, they just use a system where climbs with a number 1 on them are easy and they go up through the scale until you find climbs with a number 8 on them and they're hard. I'm going to try 8 number 8 climbs today, so hard ones. And I'm now going to look back at the footage and narrate what I was thinking about while I was doing these things. And it will give you a bit of insight into what I'm thinking when I'm problem solving, what I'm thinking when I'm trying to execute the boulder. Sometimes I'm thinking helpful things, sometimes I'm not thinking helpful things. We'll go through all of this stuff together. Come inside my brain. Let's go, let's look at these videos. First boulder I wanted to get on was this one in an area called the Catacomb, and it's long. I'm excited to see if my endurance training that I've been doing recently is going to pay off at all. I'm doing a lot of endurance training, and this one, no particularly hard-looking moves on it, but it is like something like 20 to 30 hand moves, so long for a boulder. Pretty excited about it. Wasn't having any particular expectations. I thought it didn't look too bad, and I was expecting to do pretty well on it. I was worried that I was going to start getting really pumped and I'll just fade out before the finish, but none of the individual moves looked that bad or that confusing. Definitely had a rough plan, so okay, here we go, here's my first attempt. Already slightly off plan for what I wanted to do. I wasn't expecting to have to match each of these, but now matching a huge jug, everything was where I was expecting it to be. I was doing moves that I had planned, so this is all going pretty well so far. Then yeah, all the way through here, I was happy with how the toe hooks were feeling, all the holds were feeling pretty good. Was starting to feel a bit of fatigue, starting to creep up, because I've probably already done more than the length of a boulder. But all the holds are good, and because I keep getting all these really good toe hooks, and I like toe hooks. This was still feeling pretty steady. This move was hard. And I didn't really love cutting loose here. And then when I got to this volcano thing, it's good, but it's awkward to get the good angles on it. Wasn't sure whether I should stuff my whole foot in there and get heel toe cam, but I was worried it would get stuck, so I just went for another toe hook. And yeah, cool, just keep toe hooking my way through this. Now starting to get a little bit pumped and knew that this was like the hardest section and I hadn't really planned how I was going to do this, but not as bad as I'd worried. Got to these, am quite pumped now and definitely starting to try fairly hard, but okay, it's all good. Now we're getting onto the finish. These are all jugs. I've got a foothold. Was slightly blinded by this light, so I couldn't see that actually there's a foothold just to the right of my right foot, and I slip on the absolute jug fest right at the end. Very disappointing. I'm blaming it on this little light down by the footholds. Just meant all the holds were silhouetted and I couldn't see which one was mine. So I hopped straight back on it and double check. I was like, yeah, it's like the one for this finish. So I'm counting that as done. And we're going to move on to the next boulder. Cool. Was excited about feeling the benefits of my endurance training. I think if I was to do this boulder before I'd done loads of endurance training, I might have been able to do it, but I would have felt like really pumped. On this lap, like I was starting to get a bit pumped, but it felt familiar from my training, and I kind of have a better idea of how much I can do when I'm still getting a little bit pumped. I feel like I could have gone back again. If I'd had a little rest on that jug, I think I could do another lap. Who knows, maybe I'll go back and forth. Good training. All right, boulder 2. Psyched about this one. Very my style. It's just like campusing and doing power moves between like slopey pinches. Had tried it before and had done all the other hard climbs in this area, but never quite managed this one when I was here previously. It was a combo of like, it felt really hard and I didn't really know how to do it, but wasn't that sure how it was going to feel today. It's hot today as well. I don't know if I mentioned, it's real hot. It's like 30 degrees. I don't like climbing in the heat. So here we go, here's my first go. So start on 2 good jugs. Bad pinch, but you get your thumb in the right place, it's okay. And I backhanded the orange hold. It sounded worse than it is. It hurt, but I was trying again within like a minute. This time, I need to go close to the wall, but I want to go round those orange holds. So catch it pretty well. Remember to try hard to control it. Readjust both hands, and then campus for the next one. That feels like I'm going to slip off on that move basically every time. Then this is the move that I got stuck on in my last session. I'm punching up with the left hand. I'm kind of catching it where I meant to, but it just doesn't really feel like there's anything there. I can't tell if I'm doing the move, if I'm doing the right move and I'm just not quite hitting it right, or I'm not hitting the right position, or pulling in the right direction when I get there. Because I noticed I was like hitting it and then pulling away from the wall slightly. But now I'm jumping up and trying some other ideas. I hit exactly where I meant to, pulled in the direction I wanted to, tried really hard, then just started sliding all the way off it and sliding and sliding and sliding, and now it's just off. So Now I'm not sure what to do, because that was me doing the move exactly as I planned to, and it didn't work. So plan now is, okay, let's climb up and feel around on this hold a little bit, because maybe there's a part of it that I hadn't found. And yeah, now I discover on the like top left, there's like a broken chip at the back, and you can kind of get a better angle to pull on it from there. Now I'm just seeing what it's like if I got into that position, and yeah, like top move. I don't remember if I do it first time. Oh, I do do it first time. Hard, but that works. So now I'm pretty happy, at least, that I know I was going for the wrong part of the hold before. So want that little like notch on the left hand. Okay, so now this is me having rested. I'm gonna just go for it from the start. I think I was overthinking a lot on this one. Like, do I? Yes. Yeah, I do stick it, but I wanted it to feel easy because I'd rested. This felt kind of hard. Now I'm getting here and I'm uncertain whether I was gonna campus it again or put my foot up. And I hit it, but at this point I discovered, I was like, yeah, look, you can see me talking about it. I'm like, my right hand was on a good part of that previous sloper, but it's on the left side, and then when I go with my left hand, I haven't got any like compression that I can use for that move. The issue is I want to pull hard on that left hand, but I need something else to pull back into it. So next idea, I think I'm checking if I can get into the undercut first. Yeah, this is what I'm doing. So now if I go up with my left hand, now I've got something to compress. And it worked. It felt hard because I'd just gone like back to back. I'd just fallen off it and I tried it again. But now I've got a method that works. So now I rest. Now I'm going to do the whole thing. Well, I'm going to try and do the whole thing anyway. Okay, so rest. Try and cool my hands down a little bit by swinging them around. It's hot, but I've rested. I'm feeling strong. Let's go. Right, I dabbed slightly and it just distracted. I actually, to be clear, I didn't really care that I dabbed. I would have, if I'd still done the climb, I wouldn't have said anything. It's just training, who cares? And I lightly dabbed it, it didn't help me, but it distracted me, and then I forgot to try hard when I caught the pinches, so I just fluffed that attempt. So now I'm going for, let's try harder and let's not dab. Hit the pinch well, gave it loads of beans for that cut loose. This was actually the best I caught those two holds. Like, I didn't even need to readjust on them afterwards. Campus felt good. Now I'm psyched about my new plan. This move always felt desperate, but feeling good. I'm getting a bit nervous about the last move because I actually haven't done it from the start before, but just go full power and yeah, pulled really hard to make it work. But hooray, boulder done. Psyched with that one because I tried that before, thought that was really hard. Cool, boulder 2, done. So this next one is a slab. I was actually not dreading this one. I was really excited for a non-physical learning challenge. I think people know slabs, I'm better than I used to be. Not my best style. I'm decent on a slab, but I would definitely back myself to do hard boulders on an overhang where I can like maul slopers and crimps. Slabs, it might end up being that I don't even get close, or maybe I just like magic my way up it. Not really sure what to expect from this one. Could see how to do it. Like, I knew exactly what I was going to do, which is I need to pull off, I need to get my right foot up there, stand up, then it's basically like a no hands walk on scary footholds. And then you stand up and get the finish. So not particularly complicated, but there's loads like subtlety to how you do the moves. Also discovered you can see where I'm putting my left foot. This wall is like fairly densely featured. There's lots of little angle changes and things that you can spot. I found this spot for my left foot. I actually couldn't tell from next to you guys whether it was helping me at all, but it was nice to have something for my left foot so I could be a little bit higher up when I got my right foot up to the next one. I know exactly what I'm going to do on this climb. It's just hard to tell how easy it's going to be to do the things I want to. Mostly I was expecting it to be pretty scary. Like, I knew I'd be able to stand on those holds, but wasn't expecting it to feel comfortable at all. But I was bragging to Sam about how good my shoes are. I've just got a new pair of the Ondra comps, and they're good. They're sticky shoes. They're still pretty fresh, so they're like nice and stiff. They do a lot of the work for me. It's nice. I was doing it from the 2 starting holds, which is me learning like the max difficulty move. This is me just adding in a bunch of holds to do a much easier version of the same move so I can get a better understanding of how it's supposed to work. And then I just start trying the rest of it. So I'm like, okay, well, I may as well learn some more now. Immediately discover that this combination of left foot on the higher foothold, right foot under, isn't going to work. Having the left foot high completely blocked me from getting the one underneath. So I think I just try that top section again and check out the footholds. Again, it's me going for like easier versions and trying to go for easier lessons. Now I know I need to do the foot switch, the step through, but I'm really scared as to whether or not my foot is going to stay. So I do a low commitment test of, let me just get some weight on it, but not actually try and stay there. I was like fully ready to just push away from the wall and bailed. But then I basically got enough practice. I was like, oh, so my foot does stay. It's scary, but it does stay on that. And then I climb back up. Again, I'm just learning it in sections, and I'm just trying the last move on its own. Again, more mentally difficult than anything. The footholds are bad, and you just need to go for it. But this was enough for me to learn. I'm like, okay, if I just switch my brain off and go for it, it's actually not that bad. Like the footholds stay, they all feel bad, and it feels like I'm slipping the whole time, but it works. So I think I rest and just went for another burn. And I think this might be some of the best minutes of climbing I've done in the last couple of months. I was like, brain off, I'm just gonna try hard to execute exactly what I know I'm supposed to do on this. I'm gonna try not to think too much, and pacha, magic. Probably the hardest slab I've done in ages. Me and Sam were psyched. He was like, how did you do that? I was like, I don't know. I just did it without thinking about it much. We were both confused because it looked like really hard about a minute before, and I was just trying to learn the moves, and it didn't look that close. I just locked in and sent it, so hooray! Yeah, good mental boulder, this one. I really enjoyed it. So cool, boulder 3, done. Now we've gone downstairs for boulder 4, which is in like the main downstairs area. Made a good plan, couldn't really tell how hard it was gonna be, but I was like, nope, I know exactly where I'm gonna put my hands and feet, I know exactly what the moves are gonna be, just can't really tell if they're gonna be easy moves and I can think clearly while I'm doing it, or if all the moves I'm reading are gonna be like max effort. First move was actually the main one I was worried about, keeping tension on that left foot while I match hands. Was easier than I expected. Jumping for this one, I was also worried about because both the holds are facing the same way. I wasn't sure how easy that was going to feel. Sometimes I struggle going into undercuts above my head, but that wasn't that bad. I've been doing some wrist training, so maybe that helps. At this point, I was like, oh man, I'm all over this. This is going super easily. And then I realized I haven't read how to do this finish move. I work it out, it's fine. I switch it to a heel hook, that works. Then I panicked about how to match it. I kept trying to work out where to put my feet. And then I just hug and put the hold in the headlock, and it was fine. I thought it was going to be harder. I think I said to you afterwards, like, that was not hard. That was like V6. So cool. Boulder 4 done. Easy one, that one. Somewhat against our better judgment, we decided to go outdoors where it's really hot, because there was a boulder that I had tried previously and not managed. It's like compression on pinches and slopers. It's a style I'm good at, and I felt like I was in a pretty high gear for some of this. Tricky and very powerful first move. My first instinct is to try and go quite high and left on that first right hand pinch so I can get my thumb involved. But I then realised when I jump for that volume, my right hand isn't on an angle that I can compress. Like the volume's not that good. It's just a flat edge and it's really steep. And if I don't have something that I can pull back in on my right hand, then I can't really control that position. Then I try it again, but I'm keeping my right hand much further right so I have a better angle that I can compress. So yeah, this is me just working out different positions, different ways I can do the move. I'm expecting that it's going to be a really hard, like, physical move, but there's little details I can change to try and make it a little bit easier. Then I work out big brain moves. What if I go down here first? I can keep my foot on. This is much easier to control with that like guppy position. Then I can get my foot on, bump again, and then I'm in position to do the next move. This feels like a much better sequence to me. Like it's rare that I choose to do more moves. Usually I want to do the fewest moves possible, but this felt worth it. Doing less moves was like a much more powerful sequence. So yeah, I bumped the left hand in, and then this is the position that I need to launch for that next right hand pinch. And the issue is that although I catch the right hand well, that left hand on the pinch just gets worse and worse and worse and worse, and it's really hard to keep holding it while you do that cut loose move. Can't tell if I'm pulling in the wrong direction, if I'm not trying hard enough, if I need to cool my hands down a little bit. There's like a whole bunch of variables that I played with, and then pulled back on, and I didn't really do anything different other than I tried much harder. I think basically there's a moment on this move where as you swing out, it feels really hard. Then when you swing back in, it feels like you're just going to lose the hands and land flat on your back. So I'd stopped trying hard when I got to that. This time I just carried on trying hard and kicked the wall really hard to stabilise. So cool, the move now goes. So that's all the moves done. Now I'm just resting, but I'm trying to get in the right mindset of this isn't going to be a boulder where I can like relax at different points. This is just going to be stay trying really hard all the way through it. Other than the top out, which actually looks okay. Right, so Sengo, I've rested. This is now, you can see where the sun is. This is my last go before it's in the sun. I'm definitely not doing this thing in the sun, but I've got my new beta, it's going well. I was frustrated that my foot comes off here because it feels like I burn loads of power right before the hard move, but then went big, tried really hard, I'm on. So now I just need to keep trying hard and concentrating to the end. This hold was worse than I was hoping it would be. This was better than expected, and then I didn't really know what to do, so I brought my foot up high and went again, and then, oh, it's a sloper, but it's good, and now I top out into this lake of fire, which I didn't like being up there. I don't like being in the sun. Sam keeps calling me a vampire. Now I'm back in the shade, I'm happy. So next one is probably the easiest boulder to set that they've ever put up. It's this one macro, and you've got to mantle it and get to the lip. Initially though, I was like, no way, route setters. I'm just gonna launch off, I'm just gonna pull really hard, I'm gonna launch for the lip. Didn't really know if that was gonna work, but then on my first go, I was like, oh my God, I can totally do that. That's actually not that bad. So I was like, take that, route setters. I'm gonna do your stupid mantle beater. I'm just gonna be long-armed and strong. So I have a few more goes at jumping for it, and it's actually a weird move. Like sometimes my feet slip, sometimes I don't make the distance. The lip's also kind of sharp. Like I wasn't really enjoying slamming my hand onto it. So now I decide, you know, just to check that it's not better than my beater of just launching from the top like a Neanderthal, I'm gonna try the mantle beater and see if it's any good. I'm not expecting it to work. I know I'm gonna bring my foot up really high. I'm gonna try and walk over onto it. At some point I wanna turn my right hand. I don't know what order this is gonna happen. It's confusing, it's weird, it's probably not gonna work, but I'll try it anyway. So I brought my foot all the way up, and then I started rocking over onto it, and then it worked really well. And then I flipped my right hand, and then I could reach the lip. So you win this one, route setters. That is much better. That's much better than the stupid jumpy beater. The mantle worked first go. This little top out was actually also really, really fun. Also objectively a better boulder to do it as the technical mantle than the stupid launch. So good boulder. Well done, route setters. Enjoyed that one. Ended up doing the weird V7 mantle instead of my stupid long arm beater. So hooray, well done. Yeah, liked this one a lot. We're on to boulder 7 now. We've gone up to the loft area of the castle, which is like right at the top of the building. Psyched about this one because I had tried it and kind of got shut down. Like I did some of the moves, but was finding it really hard. It was hotter today, so potentially less chance, but I was on a roll. So main issue of this one is the slopers are, I think they're worse than they look, to be honest. Mostly the issue was like I can pull really hard on them, but I just lift myself off the slopers and fly off the wall. I thought I'd beat it into submission with my t-shirt first to try and make it behave. No, I'm actually whipping some chalk off it. I'd brushed it, but then if you hit it with the t-shirt, it also gets like a little bit of the excess chalk off it. All right, here we go, first attempt. So this was feeling okay. And this was actually a pretty good first go. Like I hit the sloper well and almost felt like I was gonna stick it. But you can kind of see at the moment I came off, I was like all the way up into the shoulders, kind of at the worst angle on those slopers. I think I need to stay lower on them to control that position, because if I keep hitting it and just pulling up high, I think it'll just feel the same every time. So I'm looking for a method where I can stay lower and keep a better angle on those slopers. So I think on this one, I don't really make any adjustments. I just try and do the moves slightly better. Again, kind of looks close, but it's one of those moves that just looks close kind of every time. Then I think I make a smart adjustment. I basically realise if the closer my left hand is to the hold I'm jumping to, the less I'm able to compress those 2 points together. If I go lower on the left hand, maybe it'll be a little bit easier to do that next move. So this is first try at put the left hand a little bit lower, and it made a massive difference. Like suddenly that move felt like I was going to be able to do that every time. Felt a fair bit easier. Then discovered that that next move is really hard. It's not a jug, the left hand. You kind of need to find a way of keeping that right hand, but felt like as soon as I moved, there was just nothing that I could hold on to anymore. Slightly mystified by that next move. Like, I'm not really sure what my plan is to solve that. And for some reason, I don't do anything smart to solve this. I just get psyched and try it again. I think I kind of got into the mindset of like, no, there's no magic tricks. It's just dig in and try really, really hard. But let's see how that goes. So now I've got my adjustment, which makes the first move way easier. So I was psyched about this. This felt easy again. Then my method is just to try really hard to squeeze the crap out of that right hand. That foot switch was so much harder than it looks. Like I thought I was going to fall as I did it. Did the foot switch, then did the paddle dyno into the shoulder. And from this point, I was like, there's no way I'm falling off this. Like I'm standing on a good hold. I'd have to make a pretty catastrophic error to fall off this, but hooray, I did it. Psyched about that one, because I reckon that's like, yeah, V9, V10, hard in this heat. Just felt like good execution. I was really psyched about this one. Got to try hard, got to do some cool moves. Nice boulder. All right, boulder 8. Last one of the session, still up in the loft. This one is much more on the technical side, like not that physical. You just have to get the positions really, really good. Again, I'd tried this one before. So yeah, just really weird trying to get the angles right on this one. Wasn't sure what to expect, but We've been on a roll so far today, so I was excited to do some good problem solving and try hard on this one. Okay, so first go, sloper was really bad, foot's bad and far, and it was hard to even pull off the ground, so slightly dented my side, because I don't know. Maybe it's too hot today, maybe I'm out of power, but I'll chalk up and try it again. I think I need to put more weight into the foot earlier. Yeah, you can see I'm in a different position. Still a really hard move though. That next hold you go to looks good, but it's very slopey, and it's also a tricky move because the more you pull on it, the more the right hand disappears. So you actually don't really want to pull that hard on it. Really subtle first move. You've got to weight the foot really well, you've got to weight the hands correctly. This time it works well. I'm like in the right position. I managed to do the foot switch. I managed to do this quite hard feeling crossover. I didn't catch it that well, but I think I can do it better. And the next move is to reach up and grab this undercut. It is good, so I got excited and I reached straight up for it. And as soon as I grabbed it, I was like, no, my feet need to be higher for this. Like, even if I could stop in this position, I can't move or do anything else. So now I've learned left foot needs to be on the next hold before I reach up into the sloper. Can switch feet, but straight away I learned when I match feet on that big rail, if I match feet with my feet far to the right, I take the left foot off and I immediately barn door. Still match feet on that hold, but I need to put my right foot as far left as possible, not as far right. I thought it was going to be easier with my weight more directly underneath me, but actually the priority is I just need more push to lean into that left hand. I go for the next hold, but this is a classic example of what I tell students not to do on hard climbs. I went 100% focus aiming for the hold, and 0 focus on being in the right position when I got there. So I hit the hold, but I was like out here and I couldn't do anything with them. But that was fine because I felt the hold and I learned, I was like, when you do this move, you can't get it here with your body like this. You need to be in there. So I remembered for my next guy, I was like, get the position and the hold will be there. Don't just think about getting the hold. So I'm psyched. I've rested, I've brushed the holds, now we try it from the start. This move went better than it did when I tried it in isolation, so now I'm feeling pretty psyched about the rest of it. Caught this hold way better, this felt okay, and now I'm feeling pretty focused and excited. Like, I know exactly what to do, I know exactly where I'm going, I feel rested and strong, and it all comes together really nicely. So that's boulder 8 done. What a session. I think it's mustache power. Thank you for joining me inside my brain, everybody. That was super interesting, man, and we should do something like this again, because I found loads of benefit from that. Like, I do a lot of trying to be more aware of my thoughts while I'm climbing. I do a lot of like note-taking while I'm projecting stuff, and I write down what I'm thinking about, and I find that really, really helpful. Doing a whole session where I'm just explicitly talking about what I'm thinking about, really helpful, really interesting. I think main one that I learned today, because I was thinking about like, well, obvious question, what am I thinking about when I climb at my best? Pretty much, like, as I already knew, I'm like, the less the better. The emptier my mind is, and the more I'm just focusing on, you know, the moves. Just do the moves that you know and try hard and focus on trying hard, the better. The more I start thinking about how hard or easy it's supposed to feel, whether or not I'm going to do the boulder, the less I'm thinking about just do the moves in front of you, just think about that. So I think the orange slab that I did, mega proud of that one. Not necessarily for doing the climb, although I am psyched about that because it's not really my style, but specifically that I learned the moves quickly and then managed to get into the mindset of like, okay, brain off, just do it. So think less is my main advice from this session. I mean, we also maybe learned some cool stuff about like my projecting tactics and things like that. I don't know if I did a lot of that. A lot of this was me just locking in and trying hard for the day, but fun. So thank you very much for joining me for another video, everybody. I hope you liked it. If you did, then please like the video. Leave some comments, tell us what you enjoyed. Tell us what sort of things you think about when you're climbing. If there are any similarities to sort of stuff going on in my head, very interesting to know. Subscribe to the channel if you hadn't already subscribed. And if you want a whole load of cool training plans and behind the scenes videos, and you want to support the channel more, click the join button, find out more about becoming a Catalyst online squad member. It's good stuff. That's the end. Bye. See you later, everybody. Have a great day.